Hello students, my name is Pragati Misra. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about three properties of the group. Today we will discuss the fourth property, and that is known as reversal rule. Let GO be a group, then for AB belongs to G, A operation B whole inverse is equal to B inverse operation A inverse. We have to prove this. In order to prove this theorem, firstly, we know that if A and B both are the element of G, this implies A operation B must be element of G. We know that by closure property, and if A belongs to G, then their inverse must belongs to G, and the inverse of B also belongs to the G. Then if we apply the closure property over these two elements, then B inverse operation A inverse also belongs to the G. Now, if these two are elements of G, then their product, that is, if we consider these two as an element and apply the operation O over these two elements, then this must belongs to the G. So we can write it as A operation B, operation B inverse, operation A inverse. And if we use associative property, then I can write it as A operation B inverse. I just take the bracket over these two elements. Operation A inverse. Now we know that B operation B inverse is equal to identity. So we can write it as A operation E operation A inverse, since B operation B inverse is equal to E, where E is the identity of this group. So, and here you can write by associative law for your knowledge. So, if we use this property, that is, if we apply any element with the identity, we get the same element. So this becomes A only, and A operation A inverse again becomes identity. So we get this value as an identity. Similarly, if you do, you can check it by yourself. If we use the reversal rule here, that is, if we take the first element as this element and second element as this element, so this becomes B inverse operation A inverse, operation A operation B. I want to show this, so I'm just showing. Let's see it. Okay, so if I use the associative line the similar way, it becomes B inverse operation A inverse, operation A, operation B. Now this becomes identity again. So B inverse operation E, operation B. Now if we use again the existence of identity property, then E operation B becomes B, then B inverse operation B, this again becomes identity. So you can see this term and this term both are giving me identity. So I can write, and we know that when A operation A inverse, or if we apply the operation over two elements and we are getting identity, it means what? It means the second element must be the inverse of first element. We know that. So here we are getting here we are taking two elements, and after taking the operation over these two elements, we are getting identity again. If I apply the commutative law over those elements, then I again got identity. So what does it mean? It means that this first element or this second element is the inverse of this element. So I can write by condition 1 and 2, hence B inverse operation A inverse is inverse of A operation B, or we can write A operation B raised to power minus 1 is equal to B inverse operation A inverse. This is known as the reversal law in the abstract algebra. Now you can see I am taking an element of the group and taking the inverse of this element, then the element holds reversal law. That is, the order of the elements got changed after taking the inverse of the element. So this rule is known as reversal rule, and this rule holds in each and every group. So I hope you understand this property. Now I will take our next property. So our next property is, so that if every element of group GO is its own inverse. Own inverse means self inverse. That is, whenever you choose any element from G, the inverse of the element will be the same element. If this condition is satisfied, in that case the group that we have taken must be an abelian group. So I want to tell you, now suppose let A, B belongs to G. Here we are starting the proof, so you can write it here, proof. Let AB belongs to G, then by closure property, what can we write? A operation B belongs to G. Now, since the statement is given that in this group, every element is its own inverse. That is, each element is self-inverse. So, if we are taking A, then A will be equal to A inverse. That is, its inverse must be equal to the element, and B inverse must be equal to B. In the same way, if A operation B belongs to G, then its inverse must be equal to the same element, that is A operation B. I can write it as, now if in order to prove that this is abelian, we have to take A operation B, and we have to show that A operation B is equal to B operation A, that is commutative law. So firstly we will take A operation B, and that is equal to A operation B inverse. I told you about the reversal rule, that says that by reversal rule, you can write here, by reversal rule, you can see A operation B inverse can be written as B inverse operation A inverse. So I am writing it here directly, B inverse operation A inverse. Now what? B inverse is equal to B. So we can write here B, and A inverse is equal to A. So we can write here A. So what we get, this implies A operation B is equal to B operation A. And this is true for each element of A, B belonging to G. So we can say G is abelian. Hence G is abelian. So in this way we can prove this property, and this is very important property in order to determine that the given group is abelian or not. Suppose we are not able to consider any element, and in the group is given that there are some elements which has own inverse, but this is not true for some element. If every element of the group has its own inverse, that is, the group contains self-inverse elements, then we can say that the group is abelian. Now I want to take one example to show how we can understand that the group is abelian by saying that the element have the self-inverse. So the example of this group is Klein's 4 group. This group is known as Klein's 4 group, and this is very important group. So you have to understand this. There are 4 elements. By the name it is clear that the order of this group is 4, and order represents the number of elements in the given group. So there must be 4 elements, and that are E, A, B and AB. Now the question arises how we can say that the group is abelian or not. So firstly we check that the inverse of each element. If the inverse, that is A inverse, is equal to A, B inverse is equal to B and AB inverse is equal to AB, then we can say that the group is abelian. So firstly we draw the Cayley table. I haven't told you about the Cayley table, but I will tell you. Firstly we understand this because this is very important, and since I have started this topic, so I want to tell you what is Cayley table. So firstly the Cali table is applied over elements with respect to multiplication. So it is always taken as the multiplication. And also I want to tell you, if no operation is mentioned in any question, then you just take multiplication as the binary operation. Okay, so I am taking multiplication as the binary operation over this group. So this becomes E, A, B, A, B. Here we will write E, A, B, AB. That is, you just write the elements in vertical line and horizontal line. Okay, now we'll multiply. Firstly, this element by this element. So when identity multiplied with identity, it gives me identity. And whenever identity is multiplied with any element, it gives me the same element. So when E multiplied by A, it gives me A. E multiplied by B, B. E multiplied by AB, it gives me AB. Now we'll write our second row. So when A multiplied by E, so it gives me A. A multiplied by A. So I want to tell you that the order of each element in this group is 2. So A square is equal to identity. You just note it. B square is equal to identity. And AB raised to power 2 is equal to identity. So if we multiply A by A, it becomes A square, which gives me identity. A multiplied by B, so it gives me AB. A multiplied by AB, so it becomes A square B. A square becomes identity, and when identity multiplied by B, it gives me B. So we are getting simply B here. Now we'll draw our third row. Sorry. When B multiplied by E, this gives me B. B multiplied by A, BA. B multiplied by B, B square, and that is equal to identity. When B multiplied by AB, it becomes AB square, and B square is identity, so we can write it as A. Now the last row, AB multiplied by E, so it gives me AB. B multiplied by A becomes A square B. A square is identity, so we get B. AB square, B square is identity, so we get A again. AB is multiplied by AB, so we know that if AB is multiplied by AB, then it becomes A square B square, and we know that A square is also equal to identity and B square is also equal to identity. So whenever we multiply two identities together, we get again an identity. And also I told you that the identity of the group is unique, so you just remember that. Okay, so here we are getting that if we see, firstly I want to tell you this forms a group and the identity of this group is this. So this one is identity. Now if we are multiplying any two element of the group, we are getting the element of group, because you can check the whole Cali table. You will just see that you are not getting any element outside this group. Each element belongs to the group. So in this way we can say that the closure property and associative property both are satisfied. This is the way to determine that whichever we are making the Cali table is forming a group or not. So it is closure because no element are coming from outside. So closure property is satisfied, associative property is satisfied, existence of identity is satisfied because here exists an identity. If we multiply any element by this identity, we are getting the same element. Whenever I multiply any element with E, I am getting the same element, so existence of identity is satisfied. Identity property is also satisfied. Now the condition arises for inverse that I want to check. So in order to check the inverse, I told you that the inverse is the element whenever we multiply with its inverse, it gives me identity. So if we see here, we are getting identity, that is identity. The inverse of identity is identity. And if we see here, we are getting identity. So what we get? When we multiply A with A, we are getting identity. It means that the inverse of A is A. This implies this. Again, if you see the case of B, when B multiplied with B, we are getting identity. So this group is again B inverse is equal to B. So this is correct, this is correct. If we see AB, when AB is multiplied by AB, we are getting identity again. So what does it mean? It means the inverse of AB is again AB. So we can see each element has self-inverse. So we can say that this group is abelian. Implies group K4, this is operated with multiplication, is abelian. So I hope you understand this example. And now if you don't know that, suppose you don't know about this theorem and you have find this table. Okay, so how you understand that the group is abelian or not? So you just see the diagonal term. Sorry. If you see that this term means the elements above the diagonal and below the diagonal are symmetric, that is A, B, A, B, A, B, A. So you can see these are symmetric. If this type of Cayley table is forming and the elements are symmetric, then we can say that the given group is abelian. So I hope you understand this example and you like this video. And yes, if you are liking my content, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.